what should be your attractions in marriage? Okay, I think I should just use myself as an example. First of all, I was looking for peace of mind. Honestly speaking, there are a lot of options out there, but it's not all of them that will give you peace of mind. Okay, and secondly, I had some pointers I was actually looking out for. First of all, I was looking out for a God-fearing woman, like someone who revere God seriously, not just making mouth about it, but actually in her life she actually reveres God. And also, I was looking for someone who is wise. You see, it's not enough to be a Christian and to go to church. You actually have to express the wisdom of God. So me, I was looking for that one too. Okay, and I was also looking for someone that is fine. Okay, yeah, I like them fine. I like them bulky with some things that I don't want to talk about. I like them like that. Yeah, that's actually true. No? Plenty of other things that are not to be said. And okay, that's actually it for me though. So what's yours?
Anyways, right from time, I've always been attracted to spirit, man, and mind. That's like my point of attraction. So you have to be someone who is committed to growing spiritually for you to actually, for me to actually be attracted to you, and also someone who commits, who is smart upstairs. Really, yeah. So because I wouldn't want a situation whereby we are conversing, we can't really communicate because you start feeling intimidated because like this guy is like way ahead or something. So I've always wanted someone who I can talk with and who I can relate with based on spiritual matters, and that's exactly what I got. And even more extra. So so like I was saying, like it's for me, what comes first is your love for God, someone who loves God. Because if you love God, you can love me. That has always been if you love God, you can love me. So, and then
That makes sense.
Someone so like who I connect with on every level. I don't have to start explaining myself a million times for you to get me. And then I can comfortably be me. I can comfortably pursue stuff I need to pursue because this person, because he has my back 100%. So, you have to choose your attraction. But make sure they are based on things that last, things that matter. Because we see a lot of person who have a lot of, when they tell you what do you like in this person, they're so superficial that those things can never, face the test of time. Let things that can face the test of time be your attraction. Because, they add.
I'm telling you, if
It
you're
becomes
looking
hard.
for all those things, those carnal things, you get tired after you have used it for a while.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but that's actually what you do.
Yeah.
And
So,
you start looking for another thing.
so let's value.
Peace of mind.
Real value. Cow. Let real value be the attraction.
Because this journey is a long
Journey. Then, of course, you have to be intentional about a lot of things. A lot of things. If you're not intentional about it, you just find yourself one day, it seems like love has disappeared.
Don't allow anybody's social media life move you, because most of those things are packaging. I'm telling you.
Yes, they're all packaging.
Packaging. Okay, is love enough? Well, I think love is enough. Even as much as people think character and all should also come to play, I also think so. But this is it. It depends on the kind of love you're talking about. I am actually talking about the love of God. Because if you're talking about emotional love, physical love, it's going to get tired. And that's because it's dependent on a lot of things. So the love of God is intentional. The love of God is unconditional. So in your marriage or in your relationship, you should choose to love regardless of how you feel. You should choose to love regardless of what is happening. And that's because at this point you are seeing love as a responsibility. So you should see love as a responsibility for you to give at all time, regardless of what is happening. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, just like you said, love it's intentional. Like, we're not talking about the whole gushy, mushy love, like we see on TV, like we see in the movies, or we see on social media. But love that is intentional, the love that God has shown towards us is super intentional. It doesn't consider our faults, it doesn't consider our wrongdoings. So that's kind of love that, if it exists, it is enough. Because if you look at 1 Corinthians 13, it outlines everything that love, true love, should be. It's not, like I said, it's not the love that you probably know. This kind of love is the love of God. The love of God that's, is tied up in a growing Christian. That is why you must marry a growing Christian. Somebody who was already born again and who's already given himself or herself over to growth. Because if you marry an unbeliever or remember, do not be unequally yoked. Prayer cannot influence that kind of person. So you marry somebody who's a believer and who's committed to his or her growth. That way, even if something, of course, we're not saying it's going to be smooth all through, but even if something starts to go wrong, you can pray the person out of it. Why you intentionally love this person. So yeah, God's kind of love is enough.
Okay, just like she said just now, so long both of you are growing spiritually, you'll be fine. So you will never have the issue of understanding each other or being in peace, because with the growth in your spirit, you will always be on point. That's actually true.
Yeah.
Just grow and everything will be fine.
Yes. Where's life goes and ministry, career, all those kinds of things we're doing, you're involved in before you got married, where do they fit in when you're not married? Well, that's the reason why you need to check well before you get married. You need to know who you're marrying. This person should be able to, your life shouldn't pause because you got married. Instead, it should bolster it. It should energize it. It should give it more life, more purpose. Okay, like if you're already in ministry, if you already have some business running, all those things shouldn't die because you got married. Instead, your partner should be someone who supports your goals and dreams. Of course, there are times in life where some things have to slow down so that other things can speed up. For example, for the woman, there's a time will come when you have to reduce some things you're doing because you got pregnant and because you have lost a child. That doesn't mean that your dreams and goals have been put to an end, that have ended, or to a pause, a complete pause. But you pick up after you finish your baby, and or you try to balance everything. So everything about your life shouldn't pause because you got married. Instead, it should even give it more life. So who you marry is also very important in achieving this.
Okay, first of all, like I always tell people, communication is key in every relationship. So even before you get married, I would advise you talk about your life, talk about your business, talk about your career, talk about your plans. Don't pretend about it, because once you start bringing pretense, you keep a lot of things away. And when you get married, someone will start to receive surprise attitudes or surprise involvements. So I think you should talk about it. And for a guy in ministry, there's the wisdom of God for us. So don't, because of ministry, and mess things up. Talk about it. Let your wife know your plan. Like be intentional about telling her your plan all the time, so that at the long run, when you start to engage in those plans, she will only but support you because she already knows about it. But when she doesn't know about it, or when she's not fully informed about it, she has the right to actually take a pause and think about it, or all those things. They will actually bring up some issues. So talk about it. Talk about it. Don't allow your career be a problem in your marriage. No, talk about it. Okay, well, I'll be talking to other guys as a guy, because so many questions will always pop up in your head. First of all, like I'll tell other people, once you can take care of yourself as a guy, I think you're fine. You can engage into marriage processes and all. You can actually get married. And also, your source of income should be stable. It doesn't have to be plenty, but it should be stable. And also have a plan, have a vision for your life. It doesn't have to all be happening at that time, but let it be a plan that you're following up. Let it be a plan that you're working towards. You get? So there's no period, there's no alarm that will ring and say it's time to marry. No, it's you that will decide to marry. So you don't have to wait until everything is perfect. So just go for it, and everything, God will always see you through.
Yeah, just like you said, you don't have to wait for everything to be perfect before you start saying, okay, now it's time for me to get married. Just make sure that the basics are in place. Like, you know where you're going to, you figure out your life out, your purpose, because the woman, for a guy, the woman you're bringing on board is going to fall in line with that purpose. And then, for the woman herself, you need to know where your life is going to. That's how you're going to choose too. Because if you're not sure of where your life is going to, what you want to do with your life, you end up marrying. It's not like the person you're marrying, you want to marry, is the wrong person entirely, but the person might not fit your purpose. So you decide that I've given enough, time, and I know where I'm going to, I know where my life is headed, and then you make your choice. And don't expect, don't have plenty expectations of the man when it comes to like the basic things of life. As long as the man is, has stable income, has a roof over his head, can feed you, feed himself, and of course start planning to add an extra person to the family as a child, then you're good to go. And then you yourself should have something doing. You should have something to do. You should have, something good your heart is finding to do. You're doing it well. You should also, just everything must be perfect, but things should be working towards a particular goal and purpose. So how do you know the person is one? Well, there's nothing like a signboard on anybody's forehead saying, hey, this is the person you should marry. But praying a lot and praying for long hours is going to really, really help you in choosing. Like, for real, this is really super underrated, but it's super, super duper important. And also, if you have godly counsels around you, like your pastor, like godly friends, they will help you to, they see what you're not seeing, and they're going to help you to pray. Pray, because God has seen ahead of you. You are here human, and your feelings are everywhere, clouding your judgment and all that. But when you pray for long, and then you have godly counsel, and then you have good friends, sound friends, people that can pray with you, people that can see what you're not seeing, at the end of the day, the choice is yours. You have to make the choice. It's something like, this is the one. You have to look at your life, where you're going to, and think about your purpose, and then everything will just, prayer will just help everything to align and sing together. So, how do you know the one? Well, just pray.
Well, I think nobody should gamble into life. Mm-hmm. And I also think you don't have to be lazy about it. You gotta pray. Like, give yourself, even if it's up to 3 months, pray consistently for 3 months. Maybe 1 hour each month. At least for that time, you would have prayed enough to drop the silence in your drop the noise in your head, and you have absolute silence in your spirit, so you can hear the voice of God. Or at least you can be sensitive to the signs of the Spirit regarding who you should marry. Well, marriage is very important. You can't guess into it. You can't wait until let's see what will happen in the marriage. Please, no, don't do that. Okay, be smart, pray, listen to counsels,